Hey everybody, welcome to the replay. This is early morning, and I don't even know if anybody's going to join me this early in the morning. This is a big test to see. Lighthouse Essentials! Woohoo! You guys are up! You're up early! Awesome! Hi, can you guys hear me out here? Somebody say yes if you can hear me. My volume was way down. Let me turn that back up. Can you guys hear me okay? About to go on your walk too. How did you know I was on a walk? Yes, good morning, good morning. So here's the thing. In business, it's all about experimenting, and I was finishing up my walk and I thought, I wonder if anybody else is up this early and would get on a scope, and I thought, I don't know. So we just decided to try it and we'll see what happens, because I know once I get home and my day starts, it's going to be tricky. Good morning, Faith. Good morning, Doyle Massages. I need a massage right now. I wish you lived close to me. Good morning from the gym. How many of you guys are on a walk or at the gym? Or good morning, Kara, on your commute maybe. I just saw a bunch of kids get put on the bus for school. So glad you're on a scope so early. Hey, you know what? If morning scopes work for you guys, this would be great. You're in West Virginia. I would definitely need a lot of massages if I drove to West Virginia. So do you guys know where I am right now? I'm actually sitting on a curb in the middle of the street. I'll show you guys where I am. So this is the street, this is the curb, and then this is me. So cars will be coming. Here comes a car coming from right there. Yeah, so this is kind of where I think in the morning about I've got a bug on my phone screen too. This is kind of funny. You love this early. Great. Maybe we'll start doing this. This is a really important scope, and I debated about whether to even do it in the morning because I really want everyone to share this. This is so important. It's about the art of inviting. How many of you guys would love to know how to fill your events? How to actually fill an event and invite to an event so that people show up? How many would find that helpful? Yes, okay, I see hearts. Tap those hearts if this would be helpful. You so need this. I know. This is the question I've gotten the most. Okay, I'm going to try and flick this bug off the screen without... Okay, there we go. This is the question I've gotten the most. So I decided let's tackle this today. We're actually going to do 3 scopes on it today if I can fit all 3 in. Good morning, Rindy. And this is part 1. So what I want all of you guys to do before we get started is please share this, because this is one of the #1, probably like the top 3 concerns that network marketing folks have is how to invite. So to share, you're going to swipe from left to right on an iPhone. You can share it that way. You can also swipe up on an Android. And if somebody from the Essentially Powerful team is actually at a computer, if you guys could copy the URL and share it on our Business Builder page so people can jump on live from our team, that would be great. Okay, so let's see if we can get a lot more people in here, even though it's early morning. Hi from the mountains of New Jersey. Awesome. Okay, so I also I want to tell you guys that we will be hopping back on. I'm going to give you a little bit of a homework assignment after this scope, and then we're going to hop back on it. We're going to work through it today. The reason, and I see a lot more people are on. So I am Christy Collins. I am a diamond leader. I am out here in Andover, Massachusetts, and today we are talking about the art of inviting. And I'm going to talk to you about inviting from my perspective, which is as an introvert. So inviting is not easy for me. Actually, that's not true. Let me erase that old story. Inviting used to be really difficult for me. Now it's pretty easy, and I've had to work through a lot of stuff to go from it being very hard to being very easy. I am still a little nervous about picking up the phone and actually inviting, but I have... yesterday when I was inviting to my beauty school, I realized, wow, I have this little system. And I said, I have no idea if this system would be helpful for anybody else. I actually never really even thought about how I invite until I was on my walk, thinking about how I would even do a scope about this. And as I was thinking, I was like, oh shoot, I do have almost like a step-by-step process that I use for this, even though it's not written down anywhere, it's not documented, it's just kind of what I do. And I have, if you have no friends, you're so busy and you're an introvert. Naomi, are you in network marketing? Are you in Young Living? You may need to read the ULA book. In network marketing, it's all about relationships and connecting. You're in network marketing, great. So what you need to do is give a little tweak to your priorities. If you're so busy, go be busy somewhere where you can be out amongst people or out with your friends. Yes, the ULA book will help you, right? So you might multitask, right? All of us, we're all busy. So sometimes I multitask by doing walks with my business builders, so we get our fitness in and we get our field, our career work in too, right? You got to figure out how can you multitask. So if you are busy, you still need to keep those friendships going. Okay, I don't want to get off track though, because my mom's waiting at home. She's probably wondering where I am. My boys are probably waiting for breakfast. Okay, so here's what I do when I invite, and I'm gonna literally walk you through what I did yesterday and the day before and what I plan to do with my invites for my beauty school. It's happening this month. How would that be helpful for you guys? Show me some hearts if you want me to actually tell you literally exactly what I did. Word for word, phone call by phone call. I'll tell you who said yes, I'll tell you who said no, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do about all of them. Yes, that would be helpful. Okay, I'm gonna wait till that car goes by. Okay, if you haven't shared this yet, please share. Yes, I'm going to be literal. I'm literally going to tell you exactly what I said. As much as I can remember, I will tell you what they said. I will tell you what I'm going to do with the people who said no. Okay, so please share this left to right on iPhone, up on Android. There are lots of people out there that really need this information. Okay, so here's part one. And for those who just joined, this is Christy Collins. I'm a Diamond Leader from Young Living, and we are going to be talking about how to invite so you can fill an event. And for those of you who are introverts out there and think, oh, she doesn't understand my situation, yes, I do, because I'm an introvert too. And you have to master this skill. Inviting is a skill. It is not something that we know how to do very well in this day and age. I would say back in the 50s, people knew how to invite very well, okay? Back in like the 1800s, the 1900s, but today we've lost the art of inviting. It is something that we need to cultivate again, okay? So I'm gonna take you through what I do before I even start inviting, because in this business, relationships are key, right? And so in this business, there are things that you have to do if you have an event before you even pick up the phone, okay? So let's get some comments on here. How many of you have an event on the calendar for September that you are inviting to? Go ahead and tap for some hearts if you have an event that you are trying to fill. And then write in the comments, what is the event that you are trying to fill? Okay? So 4 events, awesome. Okay, tell me the name of the event. Is it an intro event? You've got a thieves event, awesome, Chrissy. Intro class, 101 class, 101 class, great. 101, back to school, intro, beauty school, back to school, awesome. 101, make and take. You guys rock. This is the key, this is the key. Intro events and beauty school. Yes, Kira, we're gonna keep that silver going, right? Back to school, look at all these great events you guys have. Beauty school, that's the one I'm inviting to right now too. Ninja Red, make and take, 102 after you get your kit. Awesome. I love that. Member appreciation. So guys, look at all of this. This is what you need for your business. The first step is you have to have something to invite to. So if you don't have a class on the calendar yet, go ahead and write down the name of a class you're going to do. Probably start with an intro class, right? Put an intro class and just pick a date, put it on the calendar right now before we keep going, okay? All right, I'm not gonna ask who doesn't have an event yet. We won't call you out. So once you have your event, here's what you have to do. Somebody just said, what is beauty school? You're exactly right. So we're gonna kind of go through like the who, what, when, where, why, and how. Remember that from school? I realize that's what I do when I invite. Well, before I pick up the phone to actually invite, I go through who, what, when, where, why, and how. But I don't do them in that order. So here's the order that I use, and I want you to take out a pen, a piece of paper, and you're going to work through this. It's no good to just listen to me talking about it. That doesn't help you at all, right? You need to work through it and like go on this journey with me so that when we stop the scope in like 5 minutes, you'll be able to go take action, okay? So first is what? You gotta be clear on what is my event? What is my event? Could I encapsulate my event in like 2 sentences to someone, okay? So beauty school is a 201 event. We call them 201s. It's an advanced training where members get to come and they get to go through the entire Art skincare line. They get to try on every product. We teach them how to do a self-facial. We teach them how to apply the products, what order to apply the products, why the products are so much better than ones you can find at the grocery store or the drugstore, and why you don't want to buy products from there. This is a nurturing event and a pampering event, and it's only for team members, at least on our team, okay? So that is the what. So if you have an event, you have to define what is it? Is it an intro event? Great, so it's an intro to what? Are you just going through the starter kit? If you're with Young Living, are you going through all of the products like we do in our team's intro events? Is it, get specific on what it is and be able to share it in 2 or 3 sentences, okay? So you don't have to write that down right now. I'm not seeing a lot of hearts, and the hearts always let me know if I'm being helpful. So if this is helpful, let me know here. Okay, so once you have the what, now you have to look at what's even more important. I think a lot of people stop with the what and they're like, oh, this is a class about how to use essential oils. And then they pick up the phone and they say, I'm doing a class on essential oils. And for someone who's interested in essential oils, they're going to be like, oh yeah, I'd love to come. But if you're calling someone that you don't know whether they're interested or not, then I know you guys are writing. I know I'm asking you to tap and write at the same time, which is impossible. So oftentimes when you invite, people might say no because they're not compelled to come. The what doesn't compel them. That's why you need to go to the why. Okay, this is really, really crucial because all of the other steps depend on the why. So for my beauty school, I looked at, okay, here's the what. Yeah, we're going through all the skincare products. We're going to teach them how to do a facial and apply the products correctly. Why would someone want to come to my beauty school? Okay, why? So this is so important. I'm going to let the car go by. Why? So first of all, let's look at it from like just an informational perspective. Someone will want to come to beauty school because they are using beauty products all day long. Someone, whether you're like I used to be using baking soda and like castor oil on your face, or whether you're like buying those glamorous products from, I don't know even where people get their glamorous beauty products, but some people spend a lot of money. And people get their products and they don't even think about what's in them, okay? But they're using them. Why would someone want to come? It's for an upgrade, right? If you're using products every single day, twice a day, and you're exposed to hundreds of chemicals before breakfast even happens, wouldn't you want to switch to products that are less toxic for you? Because you're going to be using them and accumulating them over a lifetime, right? So beauty school is so helpful. Why would someone come? To be able to be putting products on their skin, on their face that are good for them. Okay, also that are effective. We know that people see results with the beauty school products after one use. They come to beauty school, they put them on, and they leave and they're glowing. They take selfie photos before and afterwards, and they can see the difference. Wouldn't it be great to get like an instant facelift? How cool would that be, right? You're not only upgrading your products, you're getting an instant facelift, okay? I know a lot of women who would want to come and spend an hour getting an instant facelift, one that they could do at home every single day. Okay, but that's not the only reason. You got to keep going with your why. So I look at beauty school. What is different about beauty school than some of the other classes? Well, for women out there who are very busy, tap the screen if you are a busy person or if you have busy people on your team. So for me, beauty school is wonderful for a mom who has children and people depending on her, who's cooked thousands of meals in her lifetime, who is now getting kids back to school, focusing on everybody else, and is probably a little tired. This is such a nourishing, pampering, relaxing night. She's going to come. She's going to see the candles. She's going to see the flowers. She's going to see the beautiful table setting. She's going to get to, she's going to leave there feeling so nourished, so relaxed, so taken care of. She's going to roll into bed. Her face is already washed and cleaned and moisturized. It's going to change her whole entire week. That's why you want to invite someone. Okay? And also the last why that I have for my beauty school is, in this day and age of technology and all of this, we rarely sit across a table from each other looking face to face. We rarely have that community where we can laugh together, where we can like look at each other and just like have that community bonding, have a chance to really be with other women. Usually men don't come to beauty school, so it's usually women, right? How nice is it to have a ladies' night out where instead of going out and like drinking a bunch of wine, you're literally taking care of yourself. You're connecting with other women. You're having good conversations. Like that is so wonderful, right? Yes, Chrissy, tune back in because we have a couple more steps to go through. So that is so great for some people. They just are craving that community. They're craving being with other women. And so that's another why. So have you guys taken a moment, just write down one why of why someone will want to come to your intro class. I'm not going to do the assignment for you actually. I want you guys to do this. Okay, because I'm not going to be here scoping with you each time you invite, so you need to learn how to develop the why. If you don't know the why for a class, get on your team Facebook page, call your sponsor, but first sit and think through it yourself. Why did you go to the class that you just went to? Why did you get a sitter? Why did you leave work early? Why did you take time to go to one of the classes that you went to? What was it that called to you about that event? Okay? And next time what you could do is call up some people who came to your last class and say, hey, why did you decide to come? You know, you could have done anything that night. Why did you come to my oils class? Why did you come to my intro class? Hear their answers from them so that you can language that when you invite other people, because obviously it worked for them. Okay? So once you have your why, that is really crucial because you need to then decide who you are inviting. Who are you inviting? This is a really strategic step, and this is super important too. They're all important, but what I do once I have my why is I look down my list of my personal enrollees who are in my local area, right? So I have a list of people who are in my You can look at it in the downline viewer and get a list. And I go through and I say, okay, who do I know on this list that would actually, that the why would speak to them? Who do I know on this list, first of all, that is a mom with 3 young kids under the age of 10, or 1 young kid under the age of 10, or just a mom with kids in general? They are going on my beauty school invite list because they need pampering and nurturing. I look at who is it on my team who has never been to a team event before. Maybe I enrolled them during a one-on-one, maybe they just like enrolled themselves, and they haven't been a part of the team, so they don't know the amazing community. They haven't had a chance to sit across the table from someone and hear from other people who are using these products. See, here's the thing, if someone hasn't been to a team event of yours, they might think they're the only crazy person in the world using essential oils. The only crazy person in the world who loves Young Living. There's something magical that happens when they get into a room with other users from your team and they're like, oh my god, you love Thieves Cleaner too? Oh my god, you love Thieves, like you love peppermint, this is great. And then they feel like they belong. They have people, they have a tribe. So you want to find those people who have not been to an event yet. Oftentimes they are the people in your downline viewer that have a big 0 next to the PV column. They are probably not ordering very much. If they order, they are not on essential rewards. You want to have at least like a couple people at your event that are not on essential rewards, that have no PV, that are not regularly ordering, because they need to get around to other people who can help share the story of what they're doing with the products. Okay, so I look at those people first because I know it's going to take me more calls to find a couple of those people than it will with the other people we're going to talk about. So look for those 0s, look for those people that have not been yet to an event, and make sure that they are on your priority list. Second kind of person I look for people who are on ER. This is Essential Rewards. This is our auto ship program with Young Living, right? They might be on Essential Rewards, but they're only ordering like 55, 60 PV a month. Why do I invite them? This is because I know they're ordering, but if they're only ordering 50 to 60 PV, usually, again, those are people that have not gotten to a team event. They came to maybe one class. They only think Young Living has oils. They have not branched out into the other product lines. And I know the danger, what's going to happen is at some point because they're not plugged in yet to the team, they're not using their oils a lot and they're not using any of the other products. High likelihood that they're going to go off Essential Rewards within the next 6 months because they're not going to know what to do with their oils. I want to get them to an event so that they see the other product lines, especially like a beauty school, and so they can talk to other team members, and so we can have a little bit of a heart-to-heart and a personal connection. Okay, so that's the second group that I look for. Third group, I always want to have at least 1 or 2 people at my events who love the products. These are what I'm going to do after this scope is connect with some of my leaders and say, who is a builder on your team that has team members? Maybe they're just kind of starting out, but they love the products. We have a girl who loves the products so much, she already has thousands of PV under her in 1 month. But I don't think she's been to a beauty school. So I would love to have her come with 1 guest from her team because she hasn't been to beauty school yet. So wouldn't it be great to have her come? She can now be the other person in the room besides me talking about how great these products are, right? So they're not just hearing it from me. She gets to see, Sorry about the cars. She gets to see how a beauty school is run. So she's not only experienced it for herself, but now she's being trained in how to run her own beauty school so that she can go run it in the future. But she's got a guest with her now too. So now I always want to have at least one person who is infatuated with the product so they can be the person there like backing me up and getting everyone else pumped up. Okay? Are these suggestions helpful? Are you guys finding this, my crazy process, helpful? Is this something you guys are already doing, or is this something kind of new to you? Helpful, yes, yes. Okay, please scope. I will scope my class setup, yeah. You love my craziness. Okay, this is the green in me. But now I have a who, what, when, where, why, how. I can't tell you how happy that makes me as a green. Like, oh my gosh, I have a process. I could put this in a handout. We could do a class on this now because there's a system, right? Okay. So that's who. So go through and look. Also, for me as an introvert, I love to have a blue there, a blue person, right? And the blues are the outgoing, the fun people, like the people who will keep the conversation going. So it doesn't matter if the blue person is a new person or if they're an experienced young living person. Like literally get a blue there if you're an introvert, because it will take some of the conversation load off of you and you can focus on the class, okay? Yeah, I'll do a scope on colors. That would be fun. I've talked about colors on a lot of my scopes, almost all of them, because I think it's fascinating. Okay, so we talked about what kind of class you're running and how to talk about it in 1 or 2 sentences. We talked about why would someone want to come to your class. You have to know the why. We talked about who are you going to invite based on the why. Okay, now we're looking at when. When do you start your invites? Sometimes I think it's kind of a crapshoot with the invites, to be honest. I will tell you with this beauty school, it's happening on September 19th. I started my invites September 1st. I didn't start them in August because in August people are still in summer mode. And sometimes I find if I invite someone to something that's not in that same calendar month, sometimes it feels so far away for them, they don't respond. So I waited till September 1st. I waited till kids kind of got back in school. And for this event, where I only have 6 spots for it, I don't need to spend months inviting to it, okay? So I started about 3 weeks ahead of time. If you have a large event, you want to start way earlier, right? Because if you're filling like 100 seats or you're filling 200 seats, you got to start earlier. But for a small event, I find, like, do an experiment. That's what I'm going to do. Next time, I'm going to have my beauty school planned, my next one, which I do once a quarter. I'll have it planned and I'll start inviting for it early and just see what happens. Who knows? Maybe it'll fill up faster that way. So I like to, you want to do at least a couple weeks though, because you need time to invite and fill the seats. There's nothing worse than planning for an event, having it on your calendar and starting too late and not having people. So I don't charge for my beauty school because that's one of the benefits of being a diamond leader. I can absorb the cost of it. So I don't charge, but I recommend that my builders who are starting out, who are purchasing these products and they don't have the income yet to offset that, charge whatever you'd like. You know, $10, $20, you know, just enough so that you're covering the cost of your supplies. So, and test it out and see what happens. But, you know, $10 is definitely very reasonable, $20 for, so if I were doing this for a large group and opening it up to the public, I would be charging. But this is a small event for my personally enrolled folks and my team members. And so it's just something that I do. I have the products anyway. Okay, so with the when to invite, you know, you got to just kind of figure out the right timing for you, but give it at least a few weeks. Okay, so then where? And this is really important too, the where. So how many of you send out, catch the replay, Holistic Mama, because we're going to be hopping back on later today and talking through the actual phone calls and invites that I do. Okay, so catch the replay if you can. We're going to hop off in like 3 minutes. There's only one left. Okay, where do you invite? How many are inviting via Facebook right now for your classes? Show me some hearts if you're inviting via Facebook. Okay. Show me some hearts if you are inviting via email. If you send out emails, either emails or you're sending out evites. Okay. Tell me if you're inviting via text. Via text. Okay, Facebook, email. Yes. Okay. Email and Facebook. So how many of you are inviting via Facebook, email, text, evites? How many of, or even like electronic, like postcards and things like that? How many of you are finding it hard to get responses back from people? So people aren't answering. Okay, phone, but people don't answer. Emily, you want to get on the next, you want to get on my next scope because we're going to talk about how you do it over the phone. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. You're having trouble. Okay, here's the thing. If you invite via Facebook, what happens? If you invite via Facebook, that person sees that invitation that's gone out to 200 of your closest friends on Facebook, right? Well, that's true, Tara. They may not even see your Facebook invite. I see no invitations that come to me via Facebook. They get lost in the Facebook abyss. So chances are they're not even seeing it. If they do see it, even same with email. How many emails do you guys get a day? Oh my gosh, you get so many emails. I'm like, oh, I need to look at that later, and then I never do. Never ever look at it. Okay, so even if someone sees it though, sorry, we're gonna wait for this car. Let's say, right, Jamie, do not use Facebook. Jamie knows the scoop. She knows the deal. If you send out a Facebook invite, if you send out a mass email, if you send out an evite, what do people see? They see that they are one of 200 people that's been invited to this event. They see that there are lots of people who are maybe going to this event. They see that, wow, there's lots of people that are going to this event, and they think, well, yeah, sure, why not? I'm going to press that I'm going too. Here's the problem. Oh, my battery's low. We're going to actually start walking back to my house because we're almost done. Okay, so if they will probably say, I may be coming, or they might say, yes, I'm coming. And then here is the problem. You then have, let's say you're like me, you have 6 seats for beauty school. Well, you sent out an invite to 200 people. Now you have 20 people that say, yeah, I'm coming to your beauty school. So you get all excited and you say, wow, I need another date because I got all these people who want to come. So you set up a whole nother beauty school. You arrange for a sitter, you clear your calendar, you get all the stuff out, and what happens? Both of your beauty schools are only half full, if that, because most people decided at the last minute, and they sent you a lovely little kind Facebook message about probably 3 hours before the event saying, you know what, something came up, or you know what, I'm kind of tired, or you know what, oh, my husband didn't get home from work, I'm going to have to pass on this and come next time. How many people have had that happen to you? How many people have had that happen? Press the hearts if you have had that happen. That sucks. It is no fun. And do you know why that happens? Here is why. They saw there were all these other people invited. They saw there were all these other people coming. They never heard from you personally, so they figure, nobody's going to miss me if I don't come. But you did miss them. You missed the heck out of them because now your table is half full. You now have 2 half full events you have to do when you could have done just 1 full event. And it's so frustrating to me when this happens to people. Please do not let this happen to you. You cannot do Facebook mass invites. You cannot do email mass invites. You cannot do evite. This is different than inviting to your kid's birthday party, where if they don't show up, you know what, it's no big deal. This is different. You want them to show up. You need them to show up. You need a specific answer. You do not need 4,000 maybes. Maybes are awful. A maybe tells you nothing. If someone says, I might come, you don't know if they're going to show up, right? When I have my beauty school, I have 6 spots. Why do I have 6 spots? Here, I'll tell you, Rainbow. I have 6 spots because I'm doing it around my dining room table, and I have 6 chairs. So therefore, I have 6 spots for this class. So if I have 10 maybes, that's a problem. Because I do not have, well, a maybe it could be a no, Emily, but it could be a yes. And if I have 10 people show up and I only have 6 chairs, I'm screwed. So I need the maybes to turn into no's or yeses. Very difficult for that to happen on Facebook or on email. Okay, so we are going to hop off now. What I would like for you to do is go through all of those steps we just talked about. The what, the why, the who, the when, and the where. Okay, I know I have not said yet how I invite. I've told you how I don't invite, but I just want you to be aware of if you have invited through Facebook or email or evite or text or anything like that. I just want you to be aware of it, and we'll hop on the scope later, and I'm going to walk you through exactly what I said on all of my 6 calls that I made yesterday no, 2 days ago, when I invited people to beauty school. I will tell you exactly what I said. I will tell you exactly what they said, respecting privacy, of course. And I will tell you how many yeses I got, how many no's I got, how I'm following up with them, and what my next steps are. And on the third scope we're going to do today, I'm going to tell you, with the people who did said yes, the strategy I'm going to use to ensure that every single one of those ladies shows up. Okay? Because the yes is only the first step. Then you've got to get them to show up. And I do some kind of cool things for that I don't think a lot of other people do. So, was this scope helpful for you guys? Before we pop off, please tell me one thing that was helpful, or tell me one question you've got so that we can go ahead and address that on the next scope, because I'm almost to my house. You will invite your team to watch this. Please do. Please do, because most people do not know how to do this. And it frustrates me and it makes me so sad when people are inviting and working so hard at it and they are not getting responses. Okay, catch me. I do have a catch me, but here's the thing, guys. I really like you guys on live with me. So I do have catch me. It's the same as my Periscope handle, ChristyCall23. But please be on live with me if you guys can, because, well, from a very selfish perspective, as an introvert, it's really helpful to have people on chatting, commenting, hearts, and all that. It helps me to, you know, to want to get on here. So yes to the personal invites and phone call, breaking the system down. Yes, let's see. You like to replay to take better notes. Yep, I understand that. Can't watch on the road. Sometimes I put my phone on and I just listen to the scopes if I'm driving. You love joining live. I love having you guys live. You've been doing Facebook invites with poor turnout. Yes, stop the Facebook invites. Facebook invites are really only good if you're doing a Facebook event and you still want to follow up personally to make sure people come. Okay, thank you so much. You did mass invites. Yes, those probably aren't serving you very well. Okay, live is the best. Yes. I will not be at Road to Royals. I would love to be, though. What time am I doing the next scope? I have no idea. I homeschool my two boys. Oh, in fact, there's Henry. We're going to walk across the street, and Henry could say a quick goodbye to you guys. So, I don't know. I'm sorry. I wish I could give you a time, but I don't. I don't have a time. It's going to be whenever I can find a little pocket of quiet. Actually, let me do this. When would be the best time for you guys? When would be the best time? Tell me. Give me either late morning or early afternoon. Type it in the comments and let me know when would be best. 12:30. Very specific, Melanie. Let's see. Noon. No, see, I went late morning, afternoon, early afternoon, late morning, early afternoon. Okay, looks like early afternoon. See, here's the thing. I'd rather do it when it's good for you guys. I don't do the scopes for me. The scopes are for you. John Akoff says, care what the people you care about. So let's see what time you guys like. Okay, 1 or 2. All right. After 1 during nap time. Awesome. So we're going to aim for early afternoon, guys. We're going to aim for some time between 1 and 2. I'll do my best. We'll see. Here's Henry. You want to say good morning? There's my house. So cute, right? I love walking home to it. So we'll see what we can do. And Evan's at the window, but he's got no shirt on, so I'm not going to show him. All right, guys, that's Eastern time zone, 1 to 2 East Coast time. We'll try it. Please, if this was helpful, and if you have people on your team who need to hear this part before they get on the next scope, please share, and please let people know that we're going to be doing the actual play-by-play on the next scope, okay? I'll see you guys later. I hope you have an awesome morning. Bye.